Either way, they rarely care more about your emotional well-being than saving face. What is one thing you cannot tolerate in a relationship? Lying. Plus deceit. I consider being deceitful to be in the same category as lying. I dated a guy like this. It was absolutely mind-blowing how many mundane things he would lie about. And then when I'd catch him in a lie later, he would tell me that he never lied and try to gaslight me and make me think I was the crazy one. I got out of there quick but not soon enough. I am married now, but it makes sense to me why he's 39, single, and pursuing women in their early to mid-20s still. Somebody replied, I ended a casual relationship because the person lied to me. He told me he was sick with COVID-19 and then 2 weeks later claimed he didn't know he was sick at all. The lie that made me end things was when he had talked up going to a mutual friend's party for a couple weeks before the party, and then at the party, he claimed he had a baptism to go to and would be back at the party by 8 p.m. and not to leave without him. Then didn't show up and claimed it went until 11 p.m. when I left around that time. Every touch or affectionate action being a prelude to intimacy. I'm a man and I feel this way. I love to cuddle and hug, with no expectation of anything afterwards. Abuse and controlling behavior. Both physical and emotional abuse are bad and should not be tolerated in any relationship. Whether that be lying, cheating, gaslighting, or any other continuous toxic behavior. My partner having no emotional support network besides me. I have a different perspective on this. My partner and I have mutual friends, but they're more his than mine. I don't really talk to them one-on-one, but we all enjoy each other's company nonetheless. I had my own exclusive friends but had to cut them off because they were toxic. So aside from our mutuals, I don't talk to anyone, but I'm totally okay with that. I don't seek consolation from my partner often, depending on what it is. He's the same way. We both kind of just problem solve on our own. Somebody replied, it's me too. I mean, I have people in my life, more so family, that I sometimes talk to and rarely hang out with, but I haven't really figured out adult friendships. Sometimes I wish an extrovert would adopt me, particularly one with a similar aged kid. Oh well. Lack of communication skills. Trying to make you believe that someone else may be competing for your partner's attention, especially if you're in a secure relationship. Terrible. Don't do it. Being talked to like a child by the partner is annoying and condescending. I hate that stuff. In my last relationship, I felt like every single thing I did I was getting comments on. That I shouldn't be doing that. Don't touch that. Etc. It brought me back to childhood trauma from my dad doing this with me. He did this only to me, and it made me believe my dad never liked me. You know, when you don't like someone, it's just easier to make comments to them about every single thing they do? Yeah. 1. Lying. 2. Trying to control anything about me, hair, clothing, activities. 1 strike and you're out. Some people got upset when I mentioned the second one. Well, that's your partner, they should get to have a say in how you look. They're the ones who have to look at you and be attracted to you. Okay, well, the raging control freaks in my life all started with trying to tell me how to cut my hair and what to wear, so it's a hill I'm willing to die on. Somebody replied, I'll never understand that argument, especially as it applies to women. 1. My partner doesn't get any say in how I look. They can deal with what I offer or leave. I similarly don't make demands of my partner. 2. Women have been controlled for centuries. It's not at all harmless when women's partners offer their opinions as demands. Telling me what I can and can't wear is not acceptable. If I'm wearing something that makes me feel and look good, that should be the end of it. If what I'm wearing makes my partner feel insecure or makes them think I'll draw too much male attention, then that's their problem, not mine. I backslid on this with a previous partner to appease them, and things just got worse and more controlling afterwards. A man who thinks there should be a hierarchy in a relationship. I really don't like men who shop around. I'll tell you once not to disrespect me, and if you break your neck to look at another girl while we're out together, you can get an Uber home. Lack of accountability. I won't tolerate being blamed for someone else's mistakes. This is often the prelude to emotional abuse. They either do it by accident because they're unaware they're projecting onto you, or they do it purposefully. Either way, they rarely care more about your emotional well-being than saving face. So I guess I'm just saying it's a big red flag, girls, and get out when it looks like their normal behavior or is their response to ever more harmful treatment. Somebody replied, "This is my #1 deal breaker. I also think it has become a huge societal problem. I was thinking about this the other day while catching up on the trending news stories of the day. Whether it involves a politician, celebrity, or a random Karen causing problems, it usually boils down to someone who just can't admit they're wrong and accept responsibility. I think it's a big reason everyone throws around the term narcissism. A lot of things, but one I've been called immature for is that I won't tolerate getting called a bitch or any other insults like that during fights. That's just unnecessary and disrespectful. I can't get over it. The relationship will be over as soon as that boundary is crossed. We need to be partners all of the time, even when we are working through a disagreement, even when we're frustrated or having a really bad day. If you can't maintain your fundamental image of me as someone you respect and love during an argument, then we're not partners. We're not going to be able to help each other through life's challenges, and the relationship is not going to work." Somebody replied, "That's a big one for me too. It comes from my mom, who was super cool but strict about certain things. I had 3 siblings and she didn't care if we had arguments, calmly, but we were not allowed to call each other names. Another weird thing was that we were never allowed to say shut up. I guess it's about having respect and love for each other even when we're upset. It worked. I've never called my partner's names no matter how mad I was, and I won't accept it being directed at me. Someone who eats my food. Disrespect. My partner and I don't always see eye to eye, but we always treat each other with respect and kindness. I would never settle for anything less. The silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse. It is not okay to use the silent treatment in disagreements. I need communication. It's fine if they need space, but shutting me out just because it hurts me is a no-go." Somebody replied, "It's called stonewalling, one of Gutman's 4 horsemen of a relationship that is doomed to fail." Clinginess. My now ex helped me understand why this is such a deal breaker in relationships. She was beyond clingy. It came from a place of deep insecurity. From the moment we started dating, she kept going on and on about how she was afraid I'd meet someone else and kick her to the curb. She kept telling me that I could do better than her and that I was out of her league. I ended up having to dump her because it became too much. It made it impossible for me to feel emotionally attracted to her. It felt like her entire personality, in our relationship, could be boiled down to feeling unease, no matter how much I tried to reassure her. It made me feel uneasy, myself. Here's hoping she sees a therapist. Inconsistency. Don't be too loving in one moment and then be all distant in another. Somebody replied, "Sometimes this is a mental health issue, and it's very hard to deal with when you're the partner who needs to figure out what the other person wants or how they're feeling. It feels like nothing is consistent or stable. If I notice that my life is slowly becoming more work because of the relationship, I have to leave. A one-way show of affection is not fair. You can't expect me to put you as my first priority, care for you, always be there for you and shower you with all the love I have to give without getting anything in return. I also need to be loved, cherished and cared for with the same amount I'm giving you. Criticizing what or how I do things for no good reason other than to tear me down is immature, abusive, and so obvious in hindsight. Oh, you think it's weird I hang my towel over the shower curtain so I can dry my face while I'm showering? Fine, I'm weird. You start telling me I shouldn't do it, this is over. That times 100 other little things that didn't inconvenience or endanger him, didn't waste anything, didn't matter in the slightest. He just didn't like it because he didn't do it that way, so therefore I was supposed to stop. I didn't even realize it until the day after I kicked him out for cheating, and suddenly I could do what I wanted without fear of criticism or worrying about defending myself. I'll never put up with it again. Disrespect. All of the most problematic behaviors are about disrespect. When you consider yourself more just, more important, or wiser, You can feel angry with your partner, but you demean or abuse them when you don't respect them. You can struggle to do chores alongside your partner, but you weaponize incompetence because you don't respect them. You can feel embarrassed or ashamed for your lapses in judgment, but you blame your partner when you don't respect them. You can feel anxious of the consequences for those lapses, but you deceive your partner when you don't respect them. And when you make decisions that hurt them, or in spite of them, it's because you don't respect them as much as you love to indulge yourself. Deceit, abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, intimacy as punishment or reward, blame, condescension, infidelity, weaponized incompetence. All of them are about disrespect. I think that in a relationship, things should be equal. If one person cooks, the other person cleans. If one person takes care of the kids all day, the other person puts them to sleep. If one person just got off of work, the other person makes it easy for them to relax. I think that women should not be put to the standard of being a housewife. I was recently upset after seeing my significant other interact in a friendly way with an old friend who he had a short fling with many years ago. He said it meant nothing, acknowledged there's still something there, but it got him thinking, what if? Seeing him so attentive, so engaged and defending her, paying attention and responding to any little mention of her, it's beyond intolerable to me. We had a few dismissive conversations about it and he told me I was too sensitive, which is another intolerable thing for me to hear. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do about it to feel okay. Listen to your gut and don't let him make you feel like you're making a big deal because you're not. Every time I had an inkling something sketchy was going on, I was usually always right. His job as your partner is to help you feel more secure in your relationship if you're feeling insecure. If he's writing you and your feelings off about it, then that's not a good sign. He's either thinking about it and feels guilty and doesn't want more guilt bestowed upon him, or something sketch has already started, or he still has real feelings left over for this person but doesn't want to admit it to you. Either way, he's not being honest with you and that's not okay. Lack of privacy and codependency go hand in hand. Not just in the terms of having some alone time, or time separate from your partner, but also in the need to know phone and laptop passwords, timetables, or where someone is 24/7. I have a life, friends, interests, hobbies outside of you and you should too. Yeah, a partner is a big part of your life, but it should be a part that adds on and improves it. Not a parasitic relationship that latches onto every minute moment, refusing to give you privacy or, worse, needing you to be happy, or vice versa with you needing them. Long story short, your life shouldn't 100% revolve around your relationship. It's a big part for sure, but you need hobbies, friends, and interests outside of it. Ones you can share with your partner but also do alone or with friends outside the relationship. A family that doesn't like me. I went to meet the parents of a guy I was dating. He failed to warn me that they hate tattoos, piercings, and even mildly revealing clothing. I have visible tattoos, a nose piercing, and I was wearing shorts because it was summer. Apparently, they are very religious and like the only media they could ever consume had to be Christian. Meeting them was humiliating. I guess he didn't give them a heads up about me. We didn't date anymore after that. I got this feeling that he was dating me to piss them off. I cannot tolerate a hothead or someone who is quick to react in anger. Cursing directed at me will be shut down immediately. Use your words and be smart enough to use them both wisely and effectively. I don't cuss at my partner nor do I raise my voice and I expect to be treated the same way. Don't work well with being bombarded, in any regard, meaning I need a little bit of space and cannot appreciate neediness unless I am actually needed. I will always support my partner, but I am nobody's caregiver nor am I a Carnival Cruise director of fun and will not be treated as such. So I like a man who can hold his own and has his own hobbies. If he wants me to participate, I will always support that and oblige, but feel free to go on out and do some things on your own. Cause Lord knows I respectfully will. Not everything has to be a we. I'm loyal and I will dedicate so much time to a man that needs my love. I got a big heart, but by gosh let me breathe a bit. I cannot tolerate a relationship that lacks trust. I respect you, you respect me. If you disrespect me you'll lose me. Until you disrespect me, I trust you and I'm not worried about what you're doing or who you're friends with. You wanna go on a trip without me? By all means do it, I'll drive you to the airport and pick you up. I cannot tolerate demands or pushy behavior. Not my style, as I will never be forced into doing anything I have not fully prepared myself for or come to my own conclusion on. In return, I will never make demands or push my partner into what I think best suits me. I appreciate honest input in that way and care that decisions and timelines make sense for both of us. I'm an adult woman and I'm independent in most ways, so never question that or tell me what I will and won't do based off of what's convenient for you. I cannot tolerate selfish behavior in the bedroom. Two-way street. I cannot tolerate men who cannot communicate their feelings. Doesn't need to be immediate and you don't have to share every thought, but I appreciate transparency and the ability to let me know where your head is at, within reason and when he is ready. Lastly, I cannot tolerate a liar. Once again, you don't have to tell me every little thing, and some stuff I may not want to know, but I value security and stability in a relationship, so this goes back to communication. If there is something you need to tell me, I'm here to listen, and I won't judge. Even if it's something I don't want to hear. Lie to me too many times and I'm out the door. I'm way too upfront to deal with petty little lies. I cannot stand when someone lies about something because they don't wish to deal with it, and I'm way too perceptive to lie too, as I will catch it. Yeah, my bad, I just didn't know how you'd react and thought it would be easier to say. Don't care. Just tell me and let's talk it out like grown folk. Oh, and the silent treatment. Nah, I'm good on that. If my partner wants space for a bit they can just tell me and I take no issue. Just ignore me and I'm gonna find it unnecessary and childish. Do you agree with the points raised here? Have you experienced any of these things firsthand? What about displaying them? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe for a perfect relationship with no red flags whatsoever.